Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is your host, Dr. Peter, and here's to take a look into the coming week and to see the possibility or the possible scenario and how to go about trading. We're going to start with DXY and then proceed to other instruments. One thing you must know is the fact that when waves are developing, there are a couple of possibilities, and there are levels where you expect a change of structure or a change of trend, and we look at the overall structure to determine the next flow. Now, I'm going to touch on DXY, and I'm going to start by telling us the most possible move that we should expect and the least one that we should expect. If you like, you can take this as the first wave, which is wave 1. You can take this as a wave 2, and you can take this as a wave 3. But this is not yet wave 3 to the upside, to the downside, until a particular field ratio between 1 and 2 is agreed. So it's always very important to be cautious by still regarding these as an A, B, C structure. So with that said, we are going to take this as an A, B, C structure. If it's going to develop into a massive impulse, then we will see. Now, what are the things that we are likely to going to see? If this is an ABC structure, between here and here and A and B, we have had an extension of about 123 to the downside here on a DXY. It's exactly at that level. So if indeed is an ABC structure to the downside, what we are saying is that there's a likelihood that ABC corrective structure means that the wave may be going to the upside to break the top one more time. And if that happens, and if you see a break in, that is the least likely scenario. So if it breaks up to the upside, we may have a break to the upside, correction, a break, correction, a break before we begin to fall, without us breaking 111 before we fall to the downside. But that is the least possible. But the two scenario that is likely to play out is that we may just have a correction to the upside, a fall, a correction, a fall. Or we may have a fall and a bigger correction to the upside before we see the next fall. So those are the two likely scenarios that we have. Like this one is correcting at the moment. We could have a further correction, then a drop, a correction, a drop, until this one ticks exactly an impulsive wave to the downside to tell us that it's not a ABC anymore, but a 1, 2, 3. That is possible. Then another possibility is that, which is the second one, is for us to probably drop more, then have a bigger correction to the upside. And if that is going to play out, then we'll be taking this as a corrective wave that if it breaks this top here, it shouldn't break this place. In an immediate correction, if we are still going to the downside, we don't have any business breaking this level at this level. We don't have any business breaking it. If we are going to go immediately to the downside, this correction coming up here shouldn't take this level. A break out of this level tells us that we are going to have a much bigger correction. So that will be the second scenario, a much bigger correction that may not break this level. And if that happens, then we are already having a scenario whereby this is a wave 1, a wave 2, and within a wave 3, this may be a 1, 2 scenario that is playing the first part of wave 3 as a 1, 2, probably 3, 4, 5. Then we now have an ABC correction of a 3, 2, which should not break this top, which may take this top here, and in between here, we will fall again. So, and that will be a recipe for a bigger fall. But otherwise, price may not take this top, but continue to break to the downside. So the two possibilities that is most possible is for us to correct further down to the downside, movement to the downside, or we have a much bigger correction, making this one a 1 and a 2. Then the first part of a 3, 1, then a 3, 2, before we fall more to the downside. If you look at euro dollar, looking at euro dollar, what we see is very similar to DXY. Now we have the first wave to the upside here, and we have this to the downside, which is the second wave to the downside here. Now we are seeing a scenario that looks like a 1-2, a 1-2 scenario for further push to the upside. So it looks more like most likely that the price will be pushing to the upside because it's within a wave 3 that is developing. We may be having a 1-2, a 1-2 scenario, and this may develop to give us a bigger wave 3 before we have a much bigger correction that shouldn't take this low here before we go up again. So if we break this low here at 1.0400, then it becomes a bigger correction to the downside without taking this low. Then price is going to push up again. So anyhow, we are still going to go bullish. But what I can see at the, for now, it's if you go into the 4-hour time frame, let me just use this to give you a 4-hour time frame before I push back to the daily time frame. Now, what we are seeing here is that we are seeing a situation whereby we are seeing this as a move here, up here, then a down. This looks like it has gone down in like a probably like a single wave, a 5 waves correction here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the downside. And this may be a wave B. So if it is a wave B, we may still be pushing down to the downside to finish this as a wave C. Without taking this low, then we should go up. But at the same time, the correction here up to this point is enough for this entire run because this had gone up like a 5 waves. So a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 5-wave structure to the upside here. So we could see this as a correction of this entire run without taking this low. Then price will be pushing up. You can push up from here, or we can have a much deeper correction without taking this low here before we push up. So you should be ready for anything. If you're in a buy, you should be in a buy from this level, or from this level. This is too small of a correction, except it gives me a 4-hour price action to the upside. That is when I can now look for a retest of that 4-hour price action to buy the more. So I should have been buying below this level. On pound USD, it's pretty much the same that we are seeing on pound USD. We can see without taking this low, price may still come back, give a much bigger correction to just grab liquidity under this low to give us a kind of an extended flat. If that happens, this becomes your first correction, a B, and this a C below here as an extended flat, then price is going to push up. So we see that price is still going to push up here. That's what I can see in this wave. Is pushing up, so it's a 1 with 1 ABC, which is a running flat here. Then the price is pushing up more. We could have an extended flat that take this low, and if that happens, we take it from there. But from this level, I don't want to buy. I just want to continue with my buy because we are getting to you're ready, probably between this zone and this zone, we might have a much bigger correction to the downside before we rally up again. NZD daily time frame. These are bullish scenario, still the same. We can see that these went lower. So this is like a wave 4, a wave 5. Then the first wave 1 and a 2. Then probably we are going to be seeing a 1-2 scenario developing here, or that in this wave, so it could be a 1-2 because I think it's about 50% retracement to the downside here. So we can have a 1-2, a 1-2 for further push up, or price may decide to make this a bigger correction. This becomes an A, this becomes a B, and we may have also an extended flat correction. If price would come to take this low, then we're going to push up from there. So that's what I can see also here on NZD. Otherwise, it's going to just give us a small correction on the 4-hour time frame, probably a one more drop to give us an ABC scenario, then push up. USD JPY. Then on USD JPY, this had been falling, and we are taught that the price is going to give us a double here, go up, then probably take the top and come to the downside. But what the price is doing, it's at very close to what we had expected, that this eventually may be an A, B, C wave to the downside. And if that is what the price is printing, we are almost close to this low. Once we take this low, then that confirms a break of structure here and that the price will be going further down. But do you want to now begin to sell from here? Hell no. You don't want to sell from here. So what do we expect to happen from here? We expect that the price may kiss this bottom or break it slightly, but wait for price to give us a much more bigger correction of this entire run to the upside on a 4-hour time frame. This is a 4-hour correction. This is a 4-hour correction. So we expect that the correction probably is going to go further up, maybe without taking this top or around this level. Then once the correction is complete, you can sell from there. I think we just need a reaction now from here for us to react to the upside, and that will give you, if you want to buy that reaction, please go ahead and buy that reaction. And being careful, don't give, you have to probably trade your stop loss in case anything is going to change, because anything can happen here. They can decide to be falling like a knife, but if they give us that deep correction, then we're going to look for an opportunity to do what? To sell again. That is what I can see on yen now. On gold, which is the last one, on gold, gold had visited an all-time high now. And we can see a sideways movement. Anytime this thing will begin to drop, this is not the level that you want to begin to buy. You don't want to buy at this level. It can begin to drop, but at the same time, they can still push it up. So what I can see here, of course, we can still see that this is an A1, A, B, C of 2. With 3 maybe coming to an end, we need to see the trend support broken to signal the beginning of a wave 4 of this. And once we have a wave 4, probably we push up to the one more to the down to the upside to complete a 5-wave scenario, 5 waves in this degree before we have a much more bigger correction to the downside and before we push up again. So what can I see here? Let's bring out the drawing, or let's go to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, so we can see practically price had not been pushing to the upside. So we can see this could be, yes, for the wave 3 in itself, for wave 3, because this is what we are saying. we're starting from here. This is 1, A, B, C. Then within wave 3, inside wave 3, we may have finished the 4th wave of wave 3, which is an A, B, C, and this may be a wave 5. This looks more like a wave 5. We may have ended wave 5. Let me bring it out. Wave 5 of 3. We may have ended with 5 of 3 here with just this price barely breaking the top here. This looks like a 1, 2, 3, and a 4 and a 5 here. That's what it looks to me, that we have done a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So if that is correct, we don't expect now price to come and take this top. So we should be expecting a sudden fall to break this low. If that happens, that confirms that we are correcting much bigger to the downside. Otherwise, if we have a break out of this level, then we are still bullish. Price may break up, correct, go up, correct, go up the last time and begin to fall. So if price should take out this level, which is about 29.50, if price should take 29.50 out, then what is going to happen is that then we go up. After that up, correction, one more up, correction, the last move to the upside, price will go down. So it's just 5 waves. So a break up, 1, 2, 3, sorry, a break up, that's 1, then 2 to the downside, 3, 4, 5. And that's all, we are coming down. So that was what we should expect. But if indeed this is like I said, this is a wave, looks like a 4th wave of 3 here, A, B, C, then this is the 5th wave to the upside, which looks more like it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the price should give us a sudden fall, because this might just be an inside of wave 1 and wave 2 of the move to the downside. It may be a 1, A, B, C, without taking this top, and price will be falling sharp from here. So if you want to sell this, you can sell with all the care that this is where it shouldn't break. A break out of here means it's still bullish, then you're going to wait some more, probably till Wednesday or Friday in the coming week before we see that big move to the downside. But at this level, I don't want to buy. At this level, I don't want to buy. Buying above this level, of course, price may crawl to the upside and do all of that. They're going to shock you with a big push to the downside that will break your account. So with that said, I've come to the end of today's weekly forecast. Do have a great weekend, week trade. Please like this video, comment, share it to grow this community. Thank you very much. Bye.